back to Pilgard Preaches. Today, I'm entering a new series throughout the month of June where I talk about guarding our hearts. If you're new here, every month I talk about a different topic, and each month we deep dive it, talk about certain things within it, and this month is guarding our hearts. And a lot of times, as Christians, we hear this term, guard our hearts, but we don't truly understand what it means. And to understand what it means, we have to look at the verse where it comes from, which in Proverbs 4:23, the Bible tells us, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Now, what does this mean? The Bible recognizes how serious the heart is, and it doesn't mention money, it doesn't mention success, it doesn't mention your reputation or what you have, but it tells you that all things flow from it. Meaning that the desires that flow from our hearts turns to our thoughts, which turns to our actions. So whatever our heart has in it, if it's full of love for God, then that's what's going to flow from our heart. We're going to be full of love for God. And that's where everything starts, is from the heart, because it says in Proverbs 4:23, everything flows from the heart. Now, it's important to understand what the heart actually is, and you might think of our physical heart that's within our bodies, but it's more of like our spiritual heart, like the heart of our soul. And that is our desires and our motivations and our beliefs and our intention, thoughts. Our soul, basically, is what our heart is. And it's more than just our emotions, but it's kind of who we are and what we want and what we desire, whatever it is. The point here is that the heart is the center of your life. And whatever your heart is captured by, whatever is influencing your heart, whatever your heart is leaning towards, that's what's going to flow from it. That's what's going to decide our actions. That's what's going to decide our decisions and our directions that we take in life. And to understand this a little more, like as an example, before someone goes and commits a sin or goes into that old habit they had, something drifted in their heart without them realizing it, because they let something in. So if you don't just wake up one day and decide that you're gonna commit lust, right? It's happened over the past week or two where you've seen some videos online, had some thoughts, prayed less, relied on God less, put less worship into God, whatever it is. Something drifted you away to lead you to that decision, which that's what's flowing from your heart. Because the behavior that we have in our actions is the fruit, and the heart is the root. So just know that. Now that we know what the heart is and know what we are guarding, what does guarding not mean? What do I not mean when I say guarding the heart? Well, a misunderstanding that people might get from guarding your heart is building walls around you, building walls around everyone, protect everything and control everything and whatnot. It's not refusing to trust people and hiding your emotions. A good example to understand this deeper is an actual guard, like a night guard at, we'll say like some facility or some gated community. There's a guard in the office and there's gates, right? He's guarding the gates. It's not denying everyone access from getting in. He's guarding, he's checking everyone that's going in. He's checking this person, the next person. Are you good? Can you not come in? That's guarding. The guard is doing his job. He's not denying everyone, but he's also not accepting everyone. So it's not extreme on either level. It's an intermediate, you can come or you can't, it's both. Guarding your heart is about being intentional. It's not about being isolated. It's about being intentional with who you let in. Now, what are we guarding against? Like I just explained, it's not going to happen one day. You're not just going to wake up and decide to commit this sin. You're not going to go to lust. You're slowly going to drift away because of something. It's whether that's TikTok and Instagram, you're seeing a video which reminds you of your past, which reminds you of an old habit, which sparks something in your mind where you entertain it, and then you entertain that thought, and it keeps on getting bigger like a avalanche, and it's getting bigger and bigger. Then eventually one day you're going to wake up and you're not going to be able to withhold that temptation anymore, and you're going to fall because you're not praying to God enough, or you're not worshiping with all your heart, and not praying and not relying on God. Whatever it is, you're letting in the wrong things, from envy of another person, comparing yourself to someone who has what you want, and you're wondering why you're not there. The thoughts that slowly pull us away from God, whatever it is, it's not a big whoosh, like a big temptation. It's slowly drifting away every day, slowly letting in the wrong things, making the wrong thoughts through the gate, and that's what it is. A lot of people might underestimate the power of the things we consume, underestimate the TikToks and the Instagram Reels or the YouTube videos or the advice from your friend. They might underestimate the power of the psychological effect that that has on us. But we shouldn't underestimate anything, because the devil can work through these little things, the music you listen to, the thoughts that you have and entertain, and your goals even. He can turn good things into bad things. He can turn your goals and make it your God by idolizing it and only dedicating it yourself to that. So you need to look at what you're watching every day, what you're listening to, what you're spending your time doing, and just recognize the influence that these things have on you. Everything is going to influence us for the good or for the bad, depending on what it is. But it's not going to be all at once. It's not going to be this instant decision or instant influence. It's going to happen slowly. The more you consume it, the more you do it, think about it, whatever it is, it's going to combine over time like the snowball effect and just eventually like be too big to handle. And the reason that God wants us to guard our hearts like this isn't because he's trying to take away our joy or take away our happiness and make life boring, but it's because he understands the importance of what it can lead to. He understands and he knows that our peace is on the line. He's trying to protect our peace. He's trying to protect our convictions. And overall, he's just trying to protect our relationship. He doesn't want the devil to attack us in these little itty bitty influences throughout our day so that eventually we'll fall. He doesn't want that. He's trying to protect our relationship because he loves us. And whatever captures our heart is going to capture the direction of our life. So it's up to you what captures your heart. It's up to you what you let in. So to recap, what we went over is guarding the heart is intentional. It's not isolation. It's not rejecting everything. It's not about fearing the world and fearing what you do, but it's about being intentional with what you let in and what you're open to. So I challenge you to ask yourself, what's shaping my thoughts? What's shaping my desires? What influences am I allowing in my life to better me or to make things worse for me? And throughout the month, we're going to be talking about guarding our ears, guarding our eyes, guarding our mouths, the things we speak, all that. We're going to be deep diving this topic into more depth so that we can be more careful on what we let into our hearts. And I just hope you guys stay tuned. And guarding our hearts isn't about controlling our life and controlling what we do, but it's about protecting the part of life that controls everything else. Because whatever comes into our heart flows from our heart. So I hope you guys stay tuned for the next video where we deep dive this topic more. And this is Pilgrim Preaches. Hope you enjoy.